previous question, but I'm just curious, like, can you give us some concrete examples of ways that AI can teach us about ourselves, like even just anecdotally from yourself and your own experience?
I mean, like there is ourselves as humans in the picture, so it can teach us a lot about what connection and presence and like the human factors in a conversation really bring to human connection with our clients. But then there's also the point where AI can really help us to better understand ourselves and then also improve on who we are. Because like we see a lot of coaches really still not like or struggling with who am I as a coach.
Mhm,
Yeah. So why do people actually love being coached by me? Yeah. Or why are
mhm.
they coming back and actually trying to find out their personal value proposition is something that AI can really help you with and get more clarity also for yourself and what you actually bring. Yeah. And why, like what are the benefits, like why people would come back, to the coaching with you. Yeah.
Right, and because we had a really interesting webinar that you hosted, by the time this goes live, like a couple weeks ago. But something that you brought up, which I thought was a really interesting and strong point, is that like now that AI can meet certain coaching needs in the market, right? Certainly not at the same level as a human, but that need to really differentiate our coaching styles and our coaching voices um, is even more important, right? Because to be able to differentiate yourself, yes, from other coaches, but like also from like, here's why you should hire and spend more money on my coaching than like, a convenient AI version, right? Is because of X, Y, and Z,
Mhm.
right? And that's at the end of the day, I do think that that can be scary for a lot of people, but it is also going to help the quality of everyone's coaching and everyone's coaching experience grow.
Yeah, like it just means for the future that we have to work a lot on the coach education as well. Yeah, so to actually get coaches much faster from, let's say, a basic level coaching to actually using more and more tools, techniques, yeah, and within their coaching and really wrapping up their presence and just being with the client because I think that's going to become more and more important, not throwing more tools at them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that easily, but really, how can we just be there for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Right.
our presence, in our human presence. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So that, at Virtual Sapiens, one of the big things that REA does is will reflect behaviors back and specifically presence-oriented behaviors, right? So
Mhm.
having taken a few assessments on our platform, was there something that our AI taught you about yourself?
Hmm, good question. I actually love that it showed me that I use a lot of filler words,
Mm.
which I do because I'm
Yeah,
also not a native speaker, so
right.
I have to do the extra thinking sometimes, and then there are these yeah. So I loved actually that because it pointed that out for me again. Um, and otherwise, I got a lot of like check marks, so I was actually happy about that.
Yeah, it
Actually
can be
confirmed
nice as a
me well
validation.
on a couple of things.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I haven't really used it like in like for like an actual coaching session, just for role play. But what I really loved are the possibilities to just create a role play with maybe
Yeah,
some very challenging characters that leave you speechless. Yeah. So
yeah,
because when you coach a lot of high level or executive level clients, then they do sometimes come back with very interesting topics or just remarks, and you're kind of like, ooh, or they may be more, like demanding in other ways. So practicing that to really get more fluent
yeah,
in your coaching answers and, like how you reply or how you can then further challenge them. I think that's very helpful.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.